I kind of like it. Hello everyone, this is Emma. I thought of making a detailed tutorial about this piece because it happened to be the best illustration of how correct hand movements make it so easy to achieve accuracy in jumps. How correct intonation of staccato helps hands stay light and at ease, yet making perfect, gentle, clear sound. How phrasing helps distribute energy and increase speed of playing, very easy, very effortlessly, and how a smart way of practicing on the learning stage helps you overcome a fear of playing this piece in fast tempo. I myself have never played this piece before. I did practice a little bit just to prepare this tutorial. So the performance at the end of the video is not the result of days and hours of practicing, but the matter of 10-15 minutes. And you can do the same if you just follow this tutorial and with a little preparation. I'm planning to make 10 parts in this tutorial. We'll see how it goes. And every part will include imagination, fingering, hand arrangements. Sorry guys. So every part will include imagination, fingering, hands arrangement, substitution, don't know how correctly call it, pedal marks, wrist and elbow movements, articulations, phrasing, image, time, and learning stage. And also musical speech. Yeah. Okay. So, just a little note. I'm probably gonna take it very easy and record it in a very lazy way because I practiced a bit this morning and this melody already stuck in my mind and that just drives me crazy. I don't know, it feels like I'm connected to some energy that I don't like. So, no offense for those who really like this piece, I'm sorry. I'm still gonna make it, but maybe just one video in a week, in 2 weeks, something like this. Because it's really just a good example of how piano system works. So, I will make it eventually. Alright, that being said, let's get started. First thing first, I'm gonna take my bloody orange. I'm gonna dip finger tips in the orange juice because I'm really just gonna show you guys how I'm practicing at home. Do you see my cat? She, I think, is very bored. Emmy is very bored. Okay, so I dip it a little bit. No harm. Smells nice. Good. Why I'm doing this? Because I have dry skin of my fingertips and that creates slipperiness on the fingertips and that always creates unnecessary tension in my hand just to be able, to stay on the key, to, to grip to the key. So I don't want this, and this is kind of the last thing I want to feel when I'm playing all these huge leaps and fast tempos. Alright, so we're gonna start with imagining notes in timbre or sound texture with movement and glissando. And for those who don't know anything about it, there is a link in the description below. Don't be lazy, check it out. So imagining in timbre with movement and glissando is very important because imagination creates sound that is right around your hand. It's kind of like above your hand. And when you touch a key, you touch basically sound over here. So if you imagine a certain sound, you kind of just touch the sound. So as a result, you play in the middle of the key, not pressing a key till the end, to the keypad. And also you avoid heavy and clumsy tone production. That is, again, the last thing we want to have in this quick leaps and with playing with this clear sound. So you can choose simply beautiful violins, not necessarily pizzicato, guys, because you will achieve staccato through internal singing just some minutes later. So you can just imagine beautiful violins with glissando, with movement, or again sound texture. Again, it's your choice. So move sound according to the melody pattern. We all know, just a quick reminder, that if the note is lower than previous note, then the note to the left, you're gonna imagine and play as well. If the note is higher than previous note, then you're gonna imagine this note to the right. Okay. That's what I'm gonna do precisely right now. Let me open the score. Okay. I'm probably gonna skip it how I imagine it, so yeah. So I have imagined separate hands, and I also imagined hands together. Just want to say one thing, that when I'm here, I start imagining, and I'm also going to start playing the first note in arpeggiato in the left hand with the last note in the right hand. So it looks like this. Then I go. Because if you don't really know where you start exactly this note, then in fast tempo it will bring some unintentional tension. Unintentional tension, yeah. We don't want this. Okay, so also you want to imagine dynamics and voicing that will also help you control your tone better and avoid unhealthy tension, and hence when we're trying to play good quality piano, you know what usually happens, either it's too soft or too loud. So usually students starting like tense the whole body trying to control it. It's gonna be impossible if we play in fast tempo. So we have to apply dynamics. And for piano, when you imagine violins, for example, in piano, simply decrease transparency level in your imagination without reducing the size of it. So not you just reduce the violins to one tiny small violin. No, it's just like in a graphic design, you would move the button, to choose the percentage of transparency of the image. So choose like 5-10%. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Just give me a second. Imagine everything in soft. Alright, I'm done with this. Going to voices. The voicing, simply imagine melody notes in front of you. It's still piano, but because you are right beside it, you can feel it more intense. That's how it works. So it's not like you're gonna smash melody forte and the rest you're gonna play piano. No, it's simply different. Okay, so let me just give me a second. I'll imagine too. Okay, done. So, if I actually just practice to myself, I would also include harmony over here, but it's not really necessarily, so we're gonna skip it. So, now, let's go to the next step, playing. First, let me just show you what is written actually on the screen regarding the hands arrangement, because I think it's really helpful. So if, as you can see, this D in the beginning of the melody, I'm taking with my left hand, then like this. Okay, then the next, also taking with my left hand, just because it's right here, so I don't need to make any even movement with my left hand. Alright, so the same here. And at the end, I'm taking this D with my right hand, and then I continue, and then 5. That's how it goes. Okay, so now regarding movements. So after we imagine everything, we probably want to play it with correct movements. And basically, the way you imagine the movement of the sound, the way you move your wrist. Match the wrist movement with the known direction. Move gently without any tension. At the last stage of practicing, this movement will be remained in muscle sensations only and won't be visible to the eyes. This will keep your wrist tension-free. And a missing fingering in the score before starting playing. While the wrist movement is matching the known direction, the elbow is moving towards the new position on a circle note. This will release tension in hands and improve speed and accuracy in leaps. While touching the keys, you touch super gently, like you're touching a butterfly, like you are touching a flowers, like you are petting a bunny. It's absolutely necessary to keep our hand light, empty, nothingness in hands. Oh, and regarding the elbows, you can see the red circle. This is for elbows. So if you're going higher after the circle, then you move your elbow to the right. You're going lower, you move your elbow to the left. Now, in the beginning, it's kind of easy. Okay, so we move left, we move right, we move left, we move right. Don't play with any articulations so far because we haven't done it yet. Filter it out, you know. We have not finished with this. We have not started yet staccato internal singing, so you are not obligated to do it right away. Okay, so you see here I'm moving my wrist and elbow right away because I'm going down with my right hand, and then the right hand here. You see, guys, we are in counting here, counter motion of wrist and elbow. Starting from here, you would move your wrist to the right and then move your elbow to the left. Move your wrist to the left, move your elbow to the right. Wrist right, elbow left. And it's like all the way this way. So I just want to give you a little suggestion. When you move your elbow, move it quickly. Don't just like, you know, I'm playing a slow tempo, so I'm moving it slow. No, it's not going to work out this way when you're going to play faster. So even if you play slow, you can still move elbow quickly. Boom. Boom. And then try also to hold the note, you know, to break your arms in two parts. As soon as you start moving your elbow, the purpose of that elbow leads your hand. So as soon as you start moving elbow, you just let go your note. Okay, so I think that's clear. Let me just give you an example of how it looks like. Again, if you're just a newborn in this, you can separate. You can just first make movements and then play everything while imagining every note every step you imagine, you touch the key. Next note you imagine, you touch the key. So now I'm gonna just combine it, and this is how it looks like when I just imagine notes in timbre with dynamics and voicing, playing with characteristics and elbow movements. And by the way, about voicing, in the beginning, I think I would voice our 5th fingers in both hands. So I think that would be cool. And again, you can join with a pedal right away, not a big deal. So. And then I would also imagine this rest as a silence. Music doesn't stop and rest, it's still silence. You can still imagine it. Okay. Okay. Now the next step would be adding intonation and staccato. Sing in between notes with a glissando and resistance. Keep the same sensation while singing out loud only notes. While playing, keep singing the same way internally. It is possible to sing the same way while playing fast passages. Internally sing with the energy of weight. This is how it sounds without weight versus with weight. Such singing will sustain transferring of weight while playing, bringing more freedom and power to your voice and hands. Articulations are the variant of intonation, where the principle of singing internally in between notes with a glissando resistance remains the same. In every type of articulations, the first part of the interval is sung with resistance, but the second part is varied. In staccato, extremely accelerate the speed. In tenuto, move fully down with weight. In accents, mix staccato and tenuto, bring speed and weight at the same time. So as you can see, we're going to intonate every distance with glissando, then speed up, and then movement of the note. So for example here, okay, let me show you here how you would go. This way. And that speed in my vocal cords will control muscles of fingers in the palm, so my hand could still stay loose, yet I would have exact amount of healthy tension to produce perfect staccato. And well, I must say, it always feels so amazing to play this way. So again, you see, we talk about the quality of the sound, so you don't have to just play short, because first of all, it creates unnecessary movements in hands that prevent you from fast tempo, obviously, and second of all, it creates unnecessary tension in hands that again prevents you to play in fast tempos. So let's see how it just looks like. So now I'm gonna play with the same goals, movements, imagination, including intonation, weight, and staccato. And also at the end, as you can see over here, I know in my edition there is a small accent, so I will go with the accent articulation. Okay, too fast. Slow down. Okay, so the next one will be adding musical speech, and I always try to intonate at least the melody fully with understanding of musical speech. Ability to feel a difference in singing different intervals will let us pre-feel through intonation the distance of every interval much more accurately. That helps mind and hands to faster prepare to the intervals. As I have said before many times, if we can't feel fast while playing, we're not ready to play fast. Feel the difference in sound while singing with intonation these intervals. And it will help us amazingly here when we're gonna try to achieve accuracy in big leaps. So basically when you go here, that's what I do. I intonate octave, second, okay, maybe left hand, I don't really care, but then third, fourth, I think 5, 6, 5, 4th octave, 7 octave, second, third, fourth, and I'm trying to intonate it both ways, as well as up, and up as well as down. So this is how it looks like with musical speech. Take a very slow tempo to feel everything, like under magnifying glass. And after we're done with this, we're ready to move on to phrasing. Phrasing is a structured intonation, breathing, where smaller blocks with more prominent sections are united into larger blocks with more prominent sections. Use intonation and weight in phrasing to make energetic crescendo towards more prominent sections and blocks. While practicing phrasing, take a little break, a breath, after every block, and slow down towards the main interval in a motive, the main motive in a phrase, and the main phrase in a sentence. Let me just give you a small perspective on what is written in the score. So 1 bar slur is motive, 2 bars is a phrase, 4 bars is a sentence. So precisely what we have here is small in the beginning 1 phrase slur and then 2 sentences. So this is how phrasing works here. When you drop energy in the beginning of every slur and then you kind of make energetic crescendo towards the end of the slur, you let your hand muscles breathe. And this kind of waves not only helps musical part of your playing, which is obvious, but technical as well. It becomes much easier to speed up and to sustain effortless in playing because you always on and off the tension in your hands, like inhalation and exhalation. That's how it works. So let me just show you how I'm going to play by motives. Okay. Maybe I'm even going to stop after every motive a little bit. Oh yeah, one more time. One more thing. One more thing to say one more time. When you make phrasing and you make this energetic crescendo, You always wanted to control the dynamics with your imagination, because energetic crescendo will always have tendency to bring up the dynamical crescendo as well, and that's not what is written in the score. So what we need is to feel energetic crescendo through intonation, through horizontal line, but to control the dynamic, which is piano, all the way with our imagination. So even when I'm playing here and I'm making this crescendo towards the last unison, I'm still able to play it in piano dynamic. Okay. But inside myself, I feel it. And muscles will respond to this as well. Okay. Alright, so let me just finish first with phrasing and then I'll tell you something else, important thing. Okay, so now we're going with phrase. So the first phrase is going to have 3 motives, and as you can see, I just felt like making middle motive more important. And in the next phrases, all the way, second motive is going to be more important. But in the last one, when I'm coming here, and then I dissolving over there, I felt like making the first motive more important, just based on the harmonies. And then we kind of resolving, fading away. So I felt second motive, it's kind of natural to feel less. Okay. So that's how it looks like with phrases. And yes, you may even want it to slow down. By sentences, it's obvious, as I said in the beginning, just phrase and then 2 sentences, and because we're kind of going down, I felt it natural to make first phrase more important than the sentence. In both sentences, first phrase is going to be more important. Okay, let's skip this beginning. Nobody cares about that. And this is less important. Next sentence. Time and tempo mean more than just the speed of music. It's a part of the character of music. After choosing the pulsation, connect time to the musical image of the piece. And if the image of music is joyful, feel and describe the pulse not as just slow, but calm and peaceful. not just faster, but lively and exciting, not just fast, but energetic and bright. Fill time while playing, always following a phrasing line to sustain the flow of playing. Okay, now on to image and time. So before adding time, I would really suggest to play at least once, feeling how you express vibrations of musical character through intonation in between notes. So to find the character of music, we all know how to do it, just need to listen to harmonies. Okay, this is minor, but that's not the tragic minor as D or C or C sharp minors. I think it's more like a minor, but it's kind of beautiful because it's in another wonder place, like another magical world, something like this. So it's kind of sad, but at the same time it's beautiful and magical. So that's my image. It could be different from yours. So now when you play, you simply tune into this image first and just try to feel it in the distance between notes when you sing, when you play. So you can play very slow, but every time I'm going with intonation, I'm kind of in this image, and it does make all the difference. You see, I cannot talk while I'm playing because I'm singing while playing. And after that, you add heartbeat, timing to this musical image. For example, if we are still playing in slow tempo, then I would feel beautiful image of this music, and I'm gonna pulsate by every quaver, so it's gonna be 6 beats in my bar. So I think it's too fast. So it's not just beat for me, absolutely detached from any musical image. It's a musical image that has this pulsation, this heartbeat, and it's quite relaxing. So I'm playing with musical image and time, following phrasing, following imagination. Done with the first analyzing part. So now we're going to learning part. And here there is really nothing to be afraid of. No accidents, nothing, because you simply know the reason why something happens and you know what to do to not let this happen. So that's why there's no anxiety on the stage of increasing tempo, and I'm going to show you exactly how it works. So you're going to start with taking small part, let's say a sentence, and play it 5 times in slow tempo, 5 times in moderate, 5 times in fast tempo. Before speeding up, go to next level, always take 5 seconds. Go to the image and feel time on a new level. Don't just speed up by moving your fingers faster. And that's how it looks like. So let's start from... I'm gonna skip the first beginning, okay? So let's start with first sentence in slow tempo. My pedal is always going down. I mean, I know some people like actually everything on the pedal, but I don't much. Okay, you see what is happening. For example, good example. Every time I'm playing, I have problems with reaching this fourth up. Doesn't sound well, so I'm gonna focus better on this fourth well playing. So let's play second time. Okay, let's pretend I pass all 5 times. Go to faster tempo. A little bit more lively. Let's repeat second time. I always have problem. For some reason I want to go down with my right hand, but I have to stay there. Maybe he meant actually down. I don't know. Okay, so let's pretend we just made 5 times. Let's go in faster. Let's repeat again, like 5 times. Let's go a little bit faster for fun. Okay, I think that's my fastest. Now, next step, you go into the next sentence and you practice the same way next sentence. I'm not gonna show you it again. After that, you combine 2 sentences and you practice by 2 sentences. So, I mean, in this case, you can play the whole part. So you would play the whole part in slow tempo 5 times, in moderate tempo 5 times, in fast tempo 5 times. That's it, guys. And if you have some difficult fragments while practicing, this is how you need to work. So we're having a situation here, we're having some difficult fragments, and that's precisely how you need to practice difficult fragments. There is nothing scary in it. First thing, there are 2 steps. First thing, you need to figure out what needs to be fixed. And second, you need to know how to exactly learn it in the context of the piece. So, first thing, I don't feel comfortable, honestly, when I am playing here. Every time, actually, at the end of every phrase. So, I'm thinking it could be because I need to move, and it's towards my pinky. So, I'm thinking that I need to move my elbow faster towards pinky. So, I kind of feel it, this sensation. So every time I'm gonna go to 5th or 6th or 4th, I'm gonna move my elbow faster. Also, again, to make it even more precise, I'm gonna apply musical speech. So I'm gonna feel even better intonating this 5th, 6th, and especially 4th up. This is how I think that will fix the problem. So let me think. Let me try. See, I'm like a rocket with my elbow. Oh, I think I'm playing the wrong note. Yeah, okay. Alright, so next thing, I'm gonna practice it. So when you practice, make sure that you are repeating enough amount of times in different tempos. So let's start with slow tempo. So let's start with slow tempo. I'm gonna first feel pulsation in slow tempo and then play. And I'm gonna repeat it like 5 times. Not gonna do it right now, but basically that's what you do. Then you go faster. Again. God, I'm playing wrong note. Okay, then I'm going even faster. Let's say. Good. So after that, I'm gonna start learning backwards. So I'm gonna add one bar before and again go through all the layers of tempos. Again, first please feel tempo, then play it. So let's start from here. I will repeat 5 times and I go faster. Then I go in fast again, repeat 5 times and I go again faster. Something like this. So let me just illustrate you. I'm gonna play in slow tempo. Well, okay, everyone can play in slow tempo. Let me show you in moderate tempo. Like this. Okay, for example here, I'm sorry. I miss octave, so I'm gonna, if I would practice it separately, I would feel octave better. Okay, so let's try again. Okay, too fast. Now let's just play in fast tempo. I'll repeat like enough times. Let's see how good it can get. Actually, it's quite nice. I kind of like it. But I don't know, it always reminds me of sport, you know, when there are some challenging parts and you just calculate every movement and then you practice it patiently. I don't feel much heart in this music, but I think it's kind of fun in moderate doses, you know. So that's the reason I don't want to practice this, and I want to record every day the video. No, this melody is too catchy. Okay, so that's precisely how you work, and in my next video I will go on with next part and just show you step by step again the same way. Alright, enough for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye. So I'm gonna tell myself, move elbow faster. So that's how it works.